With us this morning is Mrs. Melanie Nickel. She is the Deputy Spokesperson for the Ministry of Education, Hamburg. Madam, you are welcome.
Good morning.
This very morning, we want to talk about the school reform and the German education system overall. It is time we talk to them directly, not that they see. The community is very divided about the school reform. Why is it actually so?
Because we had many discussions with an initiative called Wir wollen lernen, and we didn't get into a common sense. So this is why we are going to have a referendum the 18th of July, and all eligible voters are going to get the documents sent by post 6 weeks before. So that's probably at the beginning of June, and then the community will have the chance to vote whether they are going to want to have a school reform or not.
We have these two initiatives. Wir wollen lernen and Chance für alle. Are these pressure groups?
Chancen für alle is an initiative. They support the school reform. They support it outside of this ministry. And Wir wollen lernen is as well an initiative, and they are against the school reform, and these are the ones that requested the referendum.
Madam, please, why is the Wir wollen lernen initiative against the school reform?
Actually, I don't know. Maybe you should ask them.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, there is this, some of us did not have our basic education here. We did not start school here. And sometimes we come across issues like Realschule, Sonderschule, Grundschule, Gesamtschule, district, and sometimes we get a bit, we don't know actually what it is. Will you take some few minutes to tell our visitors what exactly this begriff, these words, what they actually stand for?
Okay. In Germany we have a trinomial system. That means that children go to school first to the Grundschule. This takes 4 years, and afterwards they go to 3 different types of schools. That's Hauptschule, Realschule, and Gymnasium. At the Gymnasium you get the Abitur, which enables you to go to university.
Abitur, A-level, advanced level.
Yeah, that's the advanced level. Realschule takes up to year 10, and Hauptschule is up to year 9. And but once separated, after year 4, children get separated into these 3 different types of schools. Once separated when they are 10 years old, it's very hard to change in between the different levels or different type of schools. So if you want to change a level, get a higher level, it's very hard for children. And this is why we have the school reform, where we say that it's better to learn longer together, so that the children get separated at the age of 12, 2 years longer. So after year 6, they go to Primarschule. It's called Primarschule. They go together 6 years to school, and then they can choose in between 2 different types of schools. It's the Gymnasium and the Stadtteilschule. And on both...
Excuse me, it means from to the 4th year in school, when my son goes to school, to the 4th year is what we call the Grundschule, or what?
Yeah.
Then after, in the 9th year or 10th year, as you mentioned, is what?
Hauptschule and Realschule.
Hauptschule and Realschule. And then we also have the Gymnasium, which is 12 years.
Altogether 12 years, yeah.
Altogether 12 years. And it means sometimes when somebody is in the Gesamtschule, it will be difficult, assuming in the 4th class they ask him to go to Realschule, Gesamtschule, or Gymnasium.
Well, Gesamtschule is something different.
Gesamt-
Gesamtschule is where you can choose in different courses as well.
Yeah.
And but if you finish Gesamtschule after year 9, you have Hauptschulabschluss. You
Yes.
have the end Hauptschulabschluss. If you finish Gesamtschule at year 10, it's Realschule, and you have the possibility to make the Abitur, but it's always Gesamtschulabitur. It's from a Gesamtschule.
Okay, but if I'm following you, it means before now somebody would do the same A level after 13 years. That is the Gesamtschule, and somebody will also do the Gymnasium 12 years, but you all do the same examination. That is what you mean. 13 years Gesamtschule.
After school reform, we won't have a Gesamtschule. It's called Stadtteilschule.
Oui.
And we won't have Hauptschule and Realschule anymore. So it's just the Stadtteilschule or Gymnasium.
Okay, I think some of us will still have to read some books more to be able to follow this whole school system. Or if you have any of your kids or brother or sister who is already in these institutions or in these schools, you can sit her or him down and try to ask him to elaborate or explain further, because I think it might take us the whole day talking about this Grundschule, Sonderschule and things like that. In your statement, you mentioned Gesamtschule, ne? Und
Stadtteilschule and Gymnasium.
Stadtteilschule and Gymnasium. What exactly do you mean? What's the difference, if I might ask?
Yeah. Well, Stadtteilschule and Gymnasium, you can choose in between these two after year 6. And parents will have the possibility to choose in between these two different school types. On both, you can make the Abitur, on both of them. In the Stadtteilschule, it will take you altogether 13 years, and in the Gymnasium, it will take you 12 years altogether. After the 6 years Primarschule, 6 years Gymnasium, or 7 years Stadtteilschule. But you always have the possibility to make the Abitur on both of them.
Will you say the school reform was initiated because of the PISA studies, that Germany was not performing very well as against other European institutions?
It's not only because of the PISA studies. The PISA studies, according to PISA, Hamburg students have, there are 30% of Hamburg students that are risk students, they're called like that.
They are what?
Risk students.
Risk students.
With small chances to get a high level of education. 30%, this is what PISA said. And but school success in Hamburg is still very much dependent from the social background, and this is not a fair system. We should have a fair system with chances for everyone.
When you mean social background system, what exactly do you mean?
It depends on the social background. If you are from a family that have a high education or a lower education, or if you have a migrant background as well.
Okay. So the possibility that somebody coming from an elected, an educated,
the possibility to get a higher education is
higher
if you are from a better social background. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Take about 100 children from good homes, as you said. The possibility that about 25% of them will end up in higher institution or at least make a trade is very possible. But if you compare to maybe my community, you might have maybe 3% having the same status as their German counterparts. Yeah. In this case, what should be done?
Yeah, well, the system is unfair as it is now. That's why we want to have a school reform, because the system, they separate the children when they're 4 years old already, and some need a bit more time to develop themselves, and there's no other comparable industrial nation which separates their children that early. So it's always after year 6, year 8, year 9, it depends on the country, but as I said, Switzerland, Finland, Canada, they all separate their children very lot later, so they learn longer together. They all benefit one from the other if they learn longer together, and nobody will stay behind or anything. So the system as we have it now is unfair.
Okay. Now, what is the politicians saying now as we talk right now? What are they saying? What is their...
Politicians are all in common at the moment. So it's all GAL, SPD, Linke, CDU. They all want to have this school reform. They all said they all signed the document and the new school reform. And it's just a referendum which is going to decide if we're going to have this school reform or not.
So, if I understood you well, it means those of us coming from socially disadvantaged homes, the new system is good for us.
Yeah,
because the good ones will have to pull the bad ones with them. Those who have language deficits.
Well, you have with the school reform, you have a modern kind of teaching, and in this modern teaching, which we already have in some schools in Hamburg, it's not a normal thing, and in Switzerland, Finland, as I said, it is the most normal thing they have. They have an individual learning, so each child gets an individual program to success, for education.
Now, I think probably the last question. What do you think? We all along were mentioning that people from socially disadvantaged countries, backgrounds or migrant backgrounds who has language problems or difficulties, what do you think we as parents should do so that we can have the opportunity to pull our kids more?
Yeah.
And what also should we expect from the system so that it can boost us up?
Yeah, well, first, I would say the system is trying to change. We're trying to give all children a possibility to get a high education, and with the school reform, that's why it's so important that you vote for the school reform. And what you can do is always try to talk to the teacher, have a close communication to the school your child goes to, talk to other parents, talk to your child, what problems do you have at school, get involved in school life. So if there are conferences where parents could go to it, take the time. And
if I understood the lady very well, it means we should partake more in school activities. That is, when school meetings are called, we should be there. We should sometimes meet teachers and discuss the development of our kids in the schools. We should also involve ourselves in the PTA meetings, and so that we can actually know what is happening. And then also, when we are not clear, we have few people in the communities who knows much better than others, so we can also call on them. And I think the school authorities today are there. We just have to knock their doors. They have a school information center. You can go there and ask them. And also, all along this meeting, we got to understand that actually the school reform is in our own interest. So those people who have the possibility to vote should take the opportunity to vote, so that in the end we all benefit. We take this opportunity to thank you.
Thank you very much.